There we go.
All right.
All righty,
Here we
ready
go.
to rock and roll.
We're ready.
Let's do this. Okay. Hello, and welcome to New Home Relocation Consultant, where we talk about real estate from A to Z. I'm your host, Angie Austin of 5 Star Realty. Today, we are at the letter T. T for title. Okay,
Super
yes.
exciting stuff.
Yes. And I'm here, and my guests are today April and Ashley with Legacy Title.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Legacy Title is in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And since we're in Colorado Springs, Colorado, I guess we're going to talk about title in the state of Colorado.
You got it. Yeah, that's pretty much what we know.
Yeah. Well, that's what you guys are licensed
That's
in,
what we're
right?
licensed in. Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct in the state of Colorado. So,
Yeah.
yeah, title insurance, it's important in any transaction to make sure that buyers are getting clear title to the property once they purchase it, so that nothing comes up after the fact and nobody can come and say, hey, you owe me some money on this property from the prior owner or owners.
Or maybe they own the property.
Whew.
So we're going to keep that
Whew.
from happening.
Ooh, this just flew all over my head, guys. Did you guys catch all of that? They use some really big words. Clear title? You mean clear like class, whatever?
Yeah.
You're bringing up some words here that maybe
We
the
use
average...
words like clear. We use cloud on title.
Mhm.
So a cloud is kind of like a dark cloud over your property, saying
Ooh,
there's
like-
some things that need to be cleared up. Maybe judgments, maybe some
Okay.
outstanding liens. For the most part, what we usually are cleaning up or clearing up are mortgages that your seller may have, as most do. They have a loan on the property, and so we want to make sure that gets paid off through closing, so that gets released from the property, so that when the buyer purchased that those liens are clear from the title.
Okay.
So no clouds hanging over your property.
We like sunshiny days.
Yeah, here in
Yes.
Colorado.
Like 310 days of sunshine.
That's right.
Welcome
that's right.
to Colorado.
That's right, and it's beautiful out today.
Yes, exactly. So here's what we thought we were going to do.
Okay.
April and I actually, you weren't involved in that a little bit. Sorry, Ashley.
That's okay. That's okay.
She's the boss, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just come,
Because title is really difficult. A lot of people don't even understand it, you know, because you have actually the title for the homes, you have the title on your car, and
Right.
sometimes they get that confused.
right.
So we thought we're going to take that in several different segments.
Okay.
So today would be more and less a little bit of overview.
Okay.
And then I thought the next time, because it is such a difficult subject,
Okay.
we go more into depth.
Okay.
And so why don't you tell us a little bit, and our people out in YouTube land, seriously, how title came about. So why do we need title? Because people know everything in real estate is actually negotiable.
Right.
So could title be negotiable? Why do I have to pay for title?
Okay.
So what is title all about?
So title insurance is different than other insurances, as we are insuring the past, and most insurances, well, all other insurances, health insurance, life insurance, those all insure the future. So we're insuring the past. The other thing that's different is we charge a one-time premium. Premium gets charged one time, and that is your policy as long as you have that property.
Mhm.
Okay? So that's different, because most insurances you pay monthly, yearly,
Right.
however you set it up with them. It's a one-time insurance policy with us. So it is important to you as a consumer, and actually as the purchaser and as a seller, because per the real estate contract, as you know, there's those two options. Either the seller can choose or the buyer can choose. And it's important to make sure that what you're purchasing and what you're selling is a nice little clean package for
Right.
for whoever is purchasing, like I said. So what we initially do for title insurance is when you get that contract signed, dated, and sent over to us, we do a search of your property. So we search your legal description, we search all the names
Names.
involved as far as buyers and sellers. and then we come up with our requirements to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of on that title. So it is important because you don't want to purchase a property that, like April said, somebody else may own. Somebody else may be owed money on it.
So that kind of falls into the same category when you buy a car. I mean,
Sort of.
because on a car,
Like
if you don't
Carfax.
own the title of that car, and it is a clean title, I guess that's what car people call it.
Right.
Clean title.
You go to Carfax and if it's clean,
Clean,
you're
yeah,
happy. If it's
yeah,
not,
right,
it's had an
right,
accident,
yeah.
then you're not real happy.
Right. So that means then that your first job, or if I may call it job, is once you get that contract, is to really do a research.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And that entails quite a bit,
Mhm.
right?
It does, yes. It takes some time, and depending on if it's a newer property, you know, maybe a new build, where they've just developed a property, sometimes that's a little bit easier. We get into the more difficult stuff when you have section land, when your land is not just a lot in a filing, but it's a big piece of property and it has, you know, southeast, southwest, north, northwest, that kind of thing. So it can be a little bit more in depth just depending on what the property looks like. But the difference on car title, when you say car title and title insurance, so when you're talking about your car title, there's not insurance involved in that. Yes, they do search on the title. When you have a car, your title, if you have a loan on it, is held by whoever your lender is, okay?
Right.
You don't receive that title until you've paid off that loan.
Right.
And title in property title, you actually receive the title to your property once it's
Wow, did
recorded.
you guys hear that? So it's well worth paying for title insurance.
Yeah, so you're going to receive that title to your property after closing gets recorded, and you'll get the original back that shows that it's been recorded, and then that's a public record that you actually own that property. Title insurance steps in to make sure that as when you have title to that property that we just recorded, that is good, that you are owning a property that is not going to come up with other problems from the past.
So the main focus, let me see if I comprehend this, because you know a lot of people that are listening to us right now may not understood it. So let me see if I understood it.
Okay?
What you're telling us is you're looking for the owner to make sure that property belongs to that owner.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at that name, you're searching for a name, because sometimes, you know, names like Smith, Miller,
Correct.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
Robert, William.
And that's a whole nother thing.
That's
Keep
a whole,
going.
and we will talk about that in another segment, but to make sure that that is that particular person that owns the property, because there could be a junior or a senior.
Right. There could
As
be
well.
there could be a spouse that maybe
Yeah.
the other, maybe there's a divorce situation and the one spouse says I'm going to sell it, and you know, act like that other person doesn't exist as far as they're concerned. And when we pull that up, we say, oh no, there's two people that have to sign off on this sale to make
Right.
sure that it's clean, because without that, that person still has title to the property.
Because a lot of times my sellers and my buyers are going, oh my God, you know, all they see is dollar signs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, there is no option in the state of Colorado. You must purchase or buy title insurance.
You could do it without title insurance. We won't do a transaction. Title companies will not do transactions without insurance, so we won't process your transaction. You can determine you want to do that. Say, you know, you have a family member or your best friend and you feel comfortable with just deeding over the property to them. You're taking that matter into your own hands. So if something pops up, a lien, a mortgage, another person, then you are on the hook for dealing with that, because you might have given
Wow.
somebody, you know, a cashier's check for $200,000 and said, hey, give me a deed for that.
Right.
And then a year down the road, somebody comes in and says, I own that. Well, then now that $200,000 is pretty much no good. I mean, that's no good. The deed is no longer good because it wasn't a good deed.
And the nice part about having title insurance is that if that situation were to happen, let's say you sell it and someone comes along later on and says, I own it, the policy covers for us to do further investigation to make sure that we did our job and that things are correct and do what we have to do.
If there's a loss
if that
involved,
loss comes up.
yeah, if the loss comes up, we step in and deal with it, so
Mhm.
you don't have to.
Right.
Well, because, you know, I'm a real estate broker. I don't hold a license in title insurance.
Right.
And so when my clients ask me, well, do we really have to have it?
Yeah.
I actually said, well, of course, yes. But then they go, well, is it mandatory? Is it law in Colorado? And my answer usually was, you know, from what I understand, it's a must-have. But then I call you and you talk to my clients, and that's the good part of it too. These ladies are available for any questions for my clients that are under contract, and we're doing a transaction through Legacy Title, of course. You know, and
Well, and maybe to make them feel a little bit better, Angie, is we are regulated by the Department of Insurance. We are all under the same umbrella as all other insurance companies, which means all of our rates and everything that are filed, those are filed with the Department of Insurance. So it's not something we can say, hey, you know, you've
Let's
done 10
upcharge
closings
them.
Yeah,
with
let's
this,
give them a
or,
discount.
you know, this looks like a more difficult situation, we're gonna charge you more. Those are all rates that are filed per county with the state of Colorado Department of Insurance. And I feel like being under that umbrella, would you want to live without health insurance if something were to happen to you in the
No.
future? I don't think that you'd feel good about maybe thinking there could be a $25,000, $30,000 bill for you sitting there waiting for you because you didn't insure yourself properly. So
And
it's the
that's
same
so
thing we
true.
feel about title insurance.
yeah.
And having it, you have us in your back pocket to support you should anything come up that wasn't a public record that we did not find. So.
Right. In Colorado now, since you're talking about public record, a lot of folks that are moving in here or new to the state of Colorado, we are an open record state. Did I say that right? Where you can find out, because some people say, oh, they may drive by a for sale by owner. Okay, and they're going, oh, wait a minute, Colorado is an open record state. Let me look up their name. Oh, they own this.
Yeah.
You know, they own
You
this
can
property.
look up on the tax records. You can look up at the assessor's website as to who owns it. That doesn't mean the deeds were done correctly.
Exactly.
Your county
Yes.
records are only as good as they just put the information in. If it wasn't notarized correctly, if it wasn't signed correctly, that can cause what we talked about earlier is a cloud on your title,
Right.
an issue with the
Full
way
circle.
those
We just went full
titles.
circle.
Yeah, there you go.
Full
There's the way that
circle.
title comes across to you, and yes, it can cause problems later. Somebody could use that in court, saying that it was not a valid deed, it wasn't done correctly. So yes, you can always look up things from the county records. We don't. We actually have a title plant that we pull all of our information that goes back to patent, which is from the initial start of that piece of property. So we
Wow.
can see all the way back
From the ground up.
from the ground. Yeah.
Even if someone is buying an older home, like on
Yes.
the west side.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know, because I'm from Germany, old to me is like 800 years old.
Yeah.
Or, so, you know, but we have homes, older homes here.
Yeah.
in-
Victorians.
Yes,
and-
Victorians.
We just did one recently in Green Mountain Falls. We pulled some records from about the end of the 1800s for mining and stuff like that. So those are the kind, and it was really interesting information. But yes, we were pulling that information from way back when. So
These
yes,
ladies are good.
It's
we
good to
try.
have us in your back
Yeah,
pocket for sure.
that's
yeah,
right.
and your staff. I mean, they have a beautiful staff. You know, it's just
We have a great team of
delightful to
people.
work with you guys.
Thanks, Angie.
And Legacy Title. So as you can see, folks, it is a longer process. It'll take a few more videos to go more into depth. We wanted to give a beginning of the title, T for title.
Yeah.
And make it a little bit fun,
Yeah,
you know, because it does get a little bit,
It's insurance.
and cumbersome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
information at
Yeah.
one time.
and I always appreciate as a real estate broker when I can call on the professionals, like my title people.
Thank you,
And,
Angie. We appreciate that.
So therefore, I think today there'll be a wrap.
Okay.
It was an introductory
Yeah.
into the world of title,
Yeah.
and
The large world of title.
yes, and keep tuned, stay
Yeah.
tuned for more videos that we're going to bring to you. And I want to thank you again
Thank you, Angie.
for your time.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
having us today.
Happy to
And-
do this.
Then they have a wonderful office. So my other channel is called Touring Real Estate Broker. And April and I, we gave a phenomenal tour.
A quick
No,
walkthrough.
seriously,
It was great.
it was, and I didn't have a gimbal yet, so it's a little shaky. But I
Gotta
purchased
start
a
somewhere.
gimbal.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotta start
we're
somewhere.
all new at this YouTubing stuff.
Yes.
So and we want to be real because these people are real. You know, real estate is very in
Are you
depth.
real?
Yeah, I'm,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here. Wait,
Yeah.
yep, I'm feeling it today.
and April is wonderful. And April, say right quick what you do
So,
here at Legacy Title.
I work on the business development side, so I reach out to agents like Angie in the area and basically get to know what their needs are as far as working with their title company and their closer, and making sure that when they get to the closing table that you have a good experience. Like you said before, it's a seriously can be stressful and overwhelming. There's a lot of terminology you may not understand, and if we can get you to the table and you're not having a day and it's actually you're excited and you're ready to get into that house or move on to the next one, and it can be a good day, then I've done my job with Angie to make sure that the process is good, and that's what I do.
And she does a wonderful job.
Yeah, she's a rock star.
Thank
Yes. You guys are
Today's
all
a great
rock
day.
stars.
I'm loving all this love in here.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll talk later. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But again, if you like this video, please follow us, subscribe. I don't know how to do the subscribe button yet, but we'll figure,
figure it
that
out.
one out. And I will link the information for Legacy Title below, so you can contact them directly, or you can contact me at 5-Star Realty, 719-338-0208. And if you like to meet these folks in person, you know, have a little chat after you're under contract prior to closing, they're available.
We're
You know,
here.
they're real people.
Yep, we
Happy
are
to
here
help.
in town,
And
local.
yeah, and when you get your title insurance, you know, through email or whatever, it must be read. And questions again.
Feel
So
free to call.
these are not just people that take your money and say, okay, we done the research, which is intensive, a lot of work involved, but these girls are just awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank Angie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And have a great, successful day.
Well,
You too.
Yeah, you as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.